So here's side by side of what I'm going to replace it with. So yeah, that bushing definitely. Back again with another video on the Fabia build. Those are tuning in. You know the car's got water pump and cam belt done and a health check, so it was safe for the car to have the following more mods to it: a new turbo, clutch, front mount intercooler, and brakes for stopping power. The car is now pushing double amount of power as it came out of the factory. On this video, I'm going to install the front wishbone front and rear bushing, Powerflex. Powerflex does claim that installing these bushing improves handling, cost effective because the stock ones wear quite quick, prolonged tire life, and overall safetiness. We'll see. So just to start things off, I'm removing the lower ball joint on the right hand side. So it's an 18mm nut. The thing with this is, you know, while you're removing this, you might spin the ball joint as you're spinning it. As you can see in here, I've got a ratcheting spanner, open-ended spanner, and luckily it's, you know, it's not spinning with it, so I'm lucky in that sense. Hey, come, maybe it might look. So yeah, lucky with this one. So you can just get a ball joint separator, but I can actually just unbolt these 313 and crack on with the control arm as I did in the previous one. So that's a ball joint out of a knuckle, so I didn't need a ball joint remover. I just did a bit of prying, some leverage. At the same time, just be mindful when you are doing that not to hit your CV bolt, otherwise you are definitely doubling the amount of job you're supposed to do. So yeah, quick handing out for those that are trying to do it. So T30 to go in there, can't even put it in because it's just hitting the drive shaft, right? So 18, loose that, but obviously as you see, as I turn, ball joint spinning with it. So to stop that from happening, you see I haven't ripped that apart, it's already ripped anyway. Lock it away, vice grip, and spin, and hoping that's not going to spin as well. If you got good vice grips, you're in luck, because I think I was, because it's just popped off like this. Bob's your uncle. Worst case scenario, once you got this exposed, you can actually angle grind this. So that's your worst case scenario. More laborsome, but hey, experience. So that's the next bolt to take out. So it's an 18mm socket. It's going to be hard to do this one hand. I'll probably get a breaker bar just to break this off and get ratcheting on it. So I'll be back. So that's crack loose. And those that haven't watched the previous video, so this is my all one piece front mount intercooler piping, and you'll probably get a better view here as well. A new turbo. So this is my 2260 VK BMW cast turbo. So yeah, bigger turbo, all connected to down pipe. So yeah, definitely producing a lot more power and a lot more headroom if I do want to go some more power. So some 120% fire rod injectors and some 272 cams. So that's probably in the future plans there, but let's just crack with this first. So once the ball joint and that 80mm loose, you can tell that now the control arm is more able. There you go. Can even take it off with one hand. Hey? Okay, now with this bit, Yeah, again, you need a bit of leverage. Let's see if I can take it out with one hand. Oh, maybe not. Just fucking left hand, that's fine. But yeah, right, let's go back there. I'll take that off. So here's side by side of what I'm going to replace it with. So yeah, that bushing definitely needs replacing. Just going for the Powerflex. So this is actually used, but you can tell it's still in good condition. You know, it's still hard wearing. And that's why I like doing these sort of jobs, you know, doing work in your car, because without noticing, this is actually, my boil joint is actually split. So that's why I like doing these while I'm at it jobs. Just check some of these suspension components, whether they need sort of replacing. So that would have been £100, just fitting for that really. And then replace it with a Fabia ball joint. So yeah, just tallying up how much I'm saved up myself. Well, let's see if I can bring it back, then we'll see how I know how much I've saved up. So yeah, let's get cracking. That's on hand, just removing that bushing. So as you can probably see, you can see my jig already, threaded bar. You can get away with just some washers, but I've got some bushing removal kit. So yeah, so that's all attached. Just gonna wind that, and hopefully that will come with it. So in hindsight, this bushing removal tool and inserter is actually no good when it comes to inserting the rear bush, which is what I'm removing now on there on the left hand side. So the inserter tool I've used is actually an inserter and a removal tool. I will put a link on the description box for those that are wanting to do this job as well. Now the reason for this tool that I'm using right now is no good for inserting is because the cup inserter is just too big and there's not enough space around under the car. It's only good really when it's when that part of the subframe is totally taken off. So that's the reason why I don't recommend this tool that I'm using currently. Hey, there she goes. Old stock bushing. Usually you get a tear there. I mean, I think this one's actually still okay-ish. So we're just going to change it with a Powerflex one. So with a Powerflex, you get this outer and an inner insert. So yeah, let's get that fitted in. Next job, let's clean this. Those who are interested, which Powerflex insert, so that's the part number for it. So just type it on Powerflex and you'll get right one. So this is the toolkit that I recommend for doing this job. It's the Front Wishbone bush removal install kit. As you can see on the right hand side there, the bush cup receiver is thin and low profile, so that there's enough space to put an open-ended spanner as you wind it down. The other threaded bar, bushing removal and installer kit was just too big to align the bushing to be fitted. One important thing as well I forgot to show you guys here is I actually forgot to do it on this side as well, is to put grease as you put the bush in. So just apply it on the bushing itself, and as you wind it down you'll notice that it goes in a lot smoother. So both Powerflex bushes are in, all well nice and seated. There's the other side as well. To be honest, I had to put some persuasion on it, some grease, and just rubber mallet in place. So yeah, ready for the for the control arm to come in. So installing the bushing, just got this table vise just to put it in, one on that side and then one that's pressed in, do the other. So I'll show you the result when it's all done. Yeah, playing just overhead, just ignore that noise, I'll probably just voice over this. So this side's in, gonna put the other one now. See if I could do this with one hand. Oh, yeah, she slides in just like a treat. Bob's your uncle. Just gonna slide this pin in now. That's it. Again, trying to do this with one hand. I think I need to invest myself on a tripod to just improve my camera shots. Oh yeah. This fucker to go in for control arm. Yep, running on ideas how to fucking put the control arm. Yeah, it looks easy on video. Need really like a leverage or need the car a little bit higher. Just gonna see some tips where to help people doing it on the floor. So that's where I'm stuck at the moment. So Powerflex Wishbone is installed. Tell you what, that was a nightmare to install, trying to get that in place. 2 ratchet strap, some hammering in place. Oof, that was a nightmare of a job, I'm telling you. Not doing that again, but good experience. Bit of leverage on the floor is quite hard. Again, Wilematic jobs. Down here, under the wheel arch liners, you can. This is where you get rust on your seals. You don't look after these, so collects moisture. Just gonna pressure wash that before I put it all in place. So quick note, I'm gonna do this installation again. So with the Powerflex rear bushing, you get these hexagons insert. So take that out first and put it in to the control arm, just like that. I'm trying to do it with one hand. Don't be shy. Just like that. So you've got all of this to slide in through. Obviously lube it up, line it all up, just like that. I've got a little strap there just to hold it in place, and then I'm going to show you my little rig with the ratchet straps. Here's my little rig. Just a ratchet strap around this. Just to hold this in place as well while I put the ratchet strap on. So I'll tighten this and I'll just push it in nicely, and I'll give it some rubber malleting just to push it in place. And a combination of leverage bar as well. So definitely not a job that I'll be doing again on floor jacks. If I was going to do this job, I'll probably want a car lifter, or just pay a garage to do it for me, because I think it took me, I'd say, 2-3 days to do this. Been driving the car now for about a month with the bushings installed, and I can definitely tell the difference. I've noticed there's less wheel spin and wheel hop. I have also noticed more responsiveness on sharper turns. In my opinion, I think the bushing just gives you a better traction overall. As I say, it just reminds me of the anti-lift kit. Don't know if it's meant to do that, but that's the difference I've noticed from driving it. So the Fabia build now is heading towards the handling sort of modification. Power wise, I'm happy with it, but if I want some more power with it, I can always go to Dan and ramp up the power. So just to wrap things up, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, give me a like. If you like this sort of build, give me a subscribe. And if you got a friend who's thinking of doing the same, share the video. It helps a lot with the channel. So take care guys, thank you for sticking around.